Let's make some pretty no-carve pumpkin decorating options. So for this first one, you're just going to take some really fun foil fringe. That rhymed. Anyway, this came from Target, and I will link everything in the video below. And I used just a cream colored faux pumpkin with this one. Now, these fringes already had adhesive on the back, so I simply cut them to length and eyeballed kind of how much I would need to go around the circumference of the pumpkin. And then I took the adhesive off the lighter color and decided to fold this over after lots of trial and error and make it into a double pieced piece of fringe. So I put the rose gold on top of the pale pink, and then I had the two colors together. They were so pretty. And so again, just double checked and eyeballed how much I would need to go around the entire top of the pumpkin, and I still measured it wrong, so you guys just eyeball it based on what size pumpkin you end up with. And so I decided to tape this down at first and then tape down the middle because I thought this was really going to help me keep the fringes straight and in line while I cut them. But it ended up being more trouble than it was worth, and I just decided to cut them freehand all the rest of them after this. But I'm just taking off that bottom half of the fringe because I needed each layer of fringe to be about 3 to 4 inches in length, and so I just trimmed this down to size. And then using my low temp hot glue gun, I just glued these pieces individually onto the pumpkin, folding them over, kind of crimping them at the top as I went so that they would work for the roundness. Is that a technical term? But it was a little bit tedious. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of patience for this project. On the second, third, and fourth layers, there was a lot more fringe in use, so I folded it over to cut it all at once to kind of save some time. And then I tucked it up underneath that first layer of fringe and just hot glued it the same way I did the first one, kind of like right there, just pinning it over, tucking it over the side. Now I repeated it till the entire pumpkin was covered. I wanted to show you how pretty it looks outside because none of my pictures does it justice. This pale pink and rose gold really pops. I love this little disco ball spider. It's pink too. Again, this is where I displayed it. It's in my China hutch. It really is a fun piece. It's really non-traditional, and I love the way that it's just kind of fun and flaring, and it really accentuates all of my pink I was using in the decor this year. And those were my little boo pumpkins up top, in case you missed it. So this next one, we're going to use another faux pumpkin, but this time it's going to be black, and I'm going to use these MacKenzie Childs Napkins. I will link these below as well for you, but I just went ahead and rough trimmed out the floral pattern in each of these napkins, or I just used one napkin, but in each of the corners of this napkin, I cut out all of the florals. Now, I didn't make it perfect because it's really not going to matter, because that's the beauty of using a black pumpkin for this project. This napkin is absolutely gorgeous. I am in love with it, and this was one of the best ones to decoupage with. So I'm going to show you a little pro trick. Use Scotch tape when you're trying to separate the layers of your napkin. Most napkins are 3 layers deep, and you want to make sure you get all the way down to that first top layer of the napkin in order to do a decoupage effect. So I just repeated this with all 4 pieces and then applied the Mod Podge to the pumpkin starting at the very bottom. Now this is just going to be a really thin, light coat. You don't want to go super thick because these napkins are really thin once you get them down to that one layer, and you don't want to encourage them to tear. So I just added a little bit of Mod Podge to the base of the base of the pumpkin, and then applied my napkin really, you know, delicately with my fingertips. And since it was round, I was really careful to pull it to tautness on each of the edges, and then I covered it with a little bit extra Mod Podge on all of the little edges. And I had to use my scissors there again because it is a round pumpkin. You're going to want to try to get the napkin to lay down. And I ended up just tucking this underneath, and it turned out beautiful. Like, you'll never ever see the crease right there. I folded it and tucked it underneath the other piece of napkin. But I'm going to show you a little trick here towards the end of this DIY that's going to forgive every single part of this if you feel like any of it's messed up. And it's these flowers, these pressed flowers. They are so awesome. Again, I will link them below. But once you have all of your napkins Mod Podged on there, you're going to want to pick these out and hot glue them onto the pumpkin wherever you feel like they best go. This was so much fun. I'm telling you. Just go to town with these. I put them everywhere. Again, I went ahead and sealed them with Mod Podge once I had them all down. And this is just going to give it some sturdiness because those little delicate flowers easily tear. Once you get it all Mod Podged up, you're going to want to let it dry thoroughly. And then I decided to add this 24 karat gold paint, which I absolutely love. I'll link it, of course, in the description, to the stem because I felt like it really zhuzhed it up a little bit and made the pumpkin really, really glam. Is that still a thing? Glam. But I chased the pumpkin all around the little crafting table here, but I finally got the gold paint on there, and I ended up adding a little bit to some of the napkin sections too, so you can just have fun with the gold paint. This is how it turned out. I'm in love with it. You need to let me know in the comments what you think. I didn't feel like this little video did it justice, so I wanted to share a still picture. So this is a still picture up close. You see all of those flowers, the delicate patterns with the napkin as well, and the gold stem. So this is the last idea for No Carve, and it is a ribbon pumpkin theme. Now, bows are really hot this year to decorate with, and I'm loving adding them to any pumpkin. Those are fun, like my Barbie pumpkins. I'll link those so you can see them. But all the different colors and patterns and ideas here are so fun, and it's so easy. Just hot glue little bows to colored pumpkins and add a bow to the top. What do you think? I hope you love this video. If you like these, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.